Hello, my name is Tihana Petricevic. I'm CEO and founder of Silver Technologies. We are creating product Silver Monitor in senior care. It's a web app and smartwatch for senior healthcare and safety monitoring. Basically, my journey as an entrepreneur didn't start in a conventional way, so me graduating MBA in economics or something like that. I started with something completely different. But nevertheless, I always had that kind of drive, ambition. I was always a very creative person, so me going in creative industry was not so unlogical decision after a certain point in my life. First step was finishing Founder Institute here in Croatia, so it's an American program for startups. And that program actually changed my whole perspective and way of thinking about entrepreneurship. And that was my first step. That program enabled me to found my first company and create my first hardware product here in Croatia. Unfortunately, it wasn't that successful, but I pivoted successfully into another project, which is Silver Monitor, which is now company, and we have a finished product available at the market, generating some revenue and now seeking new, of course, funding opportunities. So it was not straightforward. I had all my ups and downs, but hey, that's life, you know. Nothing goes like straightforward. After a certain period of time, I was, very intensively thinking about starting my own business and working for myself. Of course, you have to understand that I always work for another person, for people, with people. But gradually, over the course of time, I just wanted to work for myself and have more freedom and, creative freedom to decide what I want to do, how I want to do it, which type of products, services I want to create, and how can I, maybe enable how to create something that will be substantial and increase better quality of life for the environment, let's say that, for society in which I live. I wanted to contribute in a way, but in my own terms and conditions. That's basically the logic behind it. When we talk specifically about the Silver Monitor, like in many other cases, the idea, the problem that generated that kind of output was of personal nature. So basically, I have a senior family member who has a certain healthcare condition, and I was looking for a way to help my family member, And while I was doing some preliminary research, I found out that many people and many families are facing similar issues and problems. So there is more and more, population is getting older. There are more and more situations like this, that people live home alone, have certain healthcare conditions, and are looking for certain ways, not only in treatments and hospitals and senior homes, but in a technology, in a practical way, to solve these problems. So that's the, how should I say, the logic behind Silver Monitor as a product. Like every technology startup, we are starting like small to test the product, test the business plan, and then of course we have plans and ambitions to go wider with this. So primarily we are now present in Croatia, but eventually we would like to evolve and scale our business to the region and to the DACH area. So the classical, I would say, a road for a Croatian startup. There are many changes for the better. Now when I first started, and that was like almost 10 years ago now, there are much more opportunities. So in various type of acceleration programs, educational programs, also much more VC funds present here in Croatia, funding early stage and scale up, so funding businesses at different stage of development. Also, there are other financial instruments supporting SMEs and startups in Croatia. So I would say that ecosystem has evolved in a positive way. When we talk about healthcare, so healthcare is a specific industry in a way that it is very demanding. Those type of products usually take a certain period of time, not only to develop, but also to go through certain stages of, like cybersecurity, GDPR. So healthcare in that way is very specific. You need to be very, very careful with your product delivery. So I would say that in Croatia there aren't many startups in healthcare. Currently there are, I would say, 1 or 2 programs, and I'm both involved in them as a mentor. One is created by a group SMION, and the other program is in Krapina Entrepreneurial Center. So these are programs, acceleration programs for healthcare startup who are focused specifically on that particular industry and give you a wide range of, they cover all necessary steps from, idea research to product development to scaling and potentially financing. So they cover all necessary steps, and I think these are very good at a program, and they managed to assemble a team of high experienced mentors. So in that way, we have now multiple programs here in Croatia focused specifically in healthcare startups. Also, when we talk about later programs and acceleration, there are some programs maybe in Zagreb Innovation Center with whom we have been collaborating, and we have office space there, and a lot of VCs. So basically we have covered every step of the way for any company, and also for healthcare's there are specifically focused programs. So we've evolved substantially in the last couple of years. Considering the type of product that I'm developing, which includes hardware components, I will have to say that there is always a bit, reluctancy in investment in hardware startups. Of course, there is a reason for that, because R&D expenses and initial capital expenses for this type of products and startups are much higher than in a software company. But I think it is relevant, considering everything what's happening now in manufacturing and in high tech and in IoT and wearables, that we do have companies who work in these specific areas. And I think it's very important that Croatia preserves manufacturing, not closing it down and shutting it all, just to preserve that type of industry. So hopefully there will be some changes in investors' mindset when we talk about these type of projects. In USA, I would say they are more open to funding these type of products and services. Yes, exactly. I didn't say that it is specifically a problem just for Croatia. That's definitely, in Europe as well. But I would say that in US ecosystem, they're more open to it, and they actually are fully aware what that type of product requires, and it's perfectly normal to wait, 1 year until development process is finished and product released. During my entrepreneurial journey, of course, a lot of things happened, and now when I look back, of course, there were certain mistakes I've made, but there is a learning process. The knowledge and know-how that I acquired during these 10 years is much more extensive than ever before, like in academic system or everywhere. So in a way, I see that as capital that cannot be, taken away from me, regardless of any outcome. Now I am fully aware that I am an entrepreneur, and then I have a capacity to found and manage business. So whatever outcome out of this, I know that today or tomorrow I will be able to found a new company and run it to a certain extent, you know. So in that way, it feels good. Talking this in name of whole community, of course, but lately in Croatia we can see very, very interesting companies coming out like Rimac, Bugatti, then Infobip. Then there is definitely going to be a couple of malls who are going to scale on a larger level. And in that way, I would say that there is a certain buzz, certain feeling that we are slowly but surely developing as also not only as a beautiful country to go on vacation to, but also we are branding ourselves as a tech destination in Balkans, yeah, Western Balkans or Southeast Europe. So in that way, I think that's very good because IT sector is enables you to grow more. You're not just focused on this specific area, but you can go and evolve on a global level. And in that way, I think that there is a certain positivity that was not present before in Croatia regarding the IT ecosystem. How will this AI impact on all of that? It's too early for me to say because it's causing shifts in IT sector in many, many ways. However, slowly but surely, Croatia is branding itself as a tech nation with potentially 1 or 2 unicorns, which I find very, very positive. We couldn't say that for Croatia before. Now there is definitely more opportunities in a way that we have a lot of pre-acceleration program, acceleration program, and these type of programs are funded by EU or by the local government or government in Croatia. So definitely there are certain initiatives. And there is always a little bit of problem when we come to financing and various types of financial instruments, but there are also various types of credit loans available for these type of companies which were not there before. So in that way I see more openness to the whole idea, to the whole aspect. Of course, I think there is always space for improvement, but I think the things are changing for the better, and I think that even in government they're more open to that idea.